You ever come home after a long day ready to relax, and then you just stop dead in your tracks because something's off? That was me standing in my yard, staring at where my bridge used to be. Yeah, used to be. I live out in northern Georgia. Quiet area. Nothing too fancy. My little farmhouse sits on a chunk of land with a stream running through it. Peaceful place, lots of trees. Birds, space to breathe. Years ago, I built a wooden bridge across that stream so I could walk my garden without trekking through mud. It wasn't some prefab thing. I built it by hand, stained every plank myself. It was my weekend therapy, my little symbol of peace. And just like that, it was gone. Splintered wood floating in the creek, busted flower beds, tire tracks all over the lawn. I thought maybe a storm hit, maybe a tree fell, but no. I checked my cameras, and what do I see? A group of workers, some I recognized as neighbors, sawing my bridge apart like they had every right in the world. And standing right there in the middle, arms crossed like a general, was Vera Calloway, head of our local HOA. Now here's the wild part. I'm not in the HOA. Never was. So I marched down to their little office the next morning. The place smells like potpourri and stale coffee. Trent, Vera's son, smug as ever, is scrolling through his phone in the lobby. Doesn't even make eye contact. Just jerks his thumb toward the back and says she's in there. So I walk in, and there's Vera tapping away on her laptop like she's running a law firm. I say, "You want to explain why you destroyed my bridge?" And without even blinking, she goes, "We removed a public hazard." A hazard, lady. That bridge was on my land, built with my hands. And I told her just that. She smirks and says, "Well, the stream runs through the neighborhood, so technically, it's a shared natural feature. You didn't get approval to modify it. We acted to protect the community." Now I'm just blinking at her. Like, is this woman serious? Then she pulls out a list. An actual printed list of supposed violations, from the color of my fence to the unauthorized chicken coop in my backyard. I tell her again, I'm not in your HOA. You've got no say over my property. And she just shrugs like, "Maybe you forgot you joined, but your land's inside our boundaries. So that makes you ours." That's when it hit me. This wasn't just a misunderstanding. This was straight up trespassing, vandalism, and a power play. So I didn't yell. I didn't throw a fit. I just smiled, turned around, and called my lawyer. Now Nadia, my attorney. She doesn't play games. We dug into the property records, the original covenants, every map and filing since the subdivision was built. Took us 2 days to prove without a doubt that my land was never part of their HOA. Not by contract, not by geography, not by accident. But here's the twist. Turns out Vera had been doing this to other folks too. Quiet pressure, little threats. Reminder letters slipped into mailboxes. Most folks just gave in because they didn't want trouble. But not me. We took the HOA to court. Brought every piece of evidence we had, the security footage, the drone shots, the emails, the list of fake violations. Vera walked in with that same smug look on her face, until she saw Nadia sitting next to me. Their lawyer tried the usual nonsense. Claimed the bridge blocked water flow was unsafe, blah blah blah, but the judge wasn't buying it. Especially after seeing the footage of Trent high-fiving a guy after cutting the main support beam. Judge banged the gavel and said the HOA had no authority over my land. Not only that, they were ordered to pay me $2,000 in damages. Every dollar went into rebuilding what they wrecked, plus a little extra for new rose beds and a better lighting setup. Oh, and the fallout. It was delicious. The court launched a deeper inspection. Turns out the HOA had been operating illegally. For years, expired bylaws. No proper filings. Shady dues collections. The board got frozen. Vera was booted, and Trent, well, let's just say he's not exactly leading any neighborhood meetings anymore. But here's the scene that really stuck with me. And honestly, it felt like the perfect movie ending. I was hosting a little BBQ a few months after the rebuild. Nothing fancy burgers. Some cold beer, neighbors bringing sides. Sun's setting golden light, hitting the bridge just right. And Vera drives by real slow windows down, eyes locked on that new bridge. She doesn't stop, doesn't wave, just drives off into the dusk. Someone next to me goes, "Ain't that Vera?" I just smiled, took a sip of beer, and said, "Not anymore." But you know what? As satisfying as it was, part of me's still mad. Not about the money, not even about the bridge, but about the audacity. What gives someone the right to walk onto your land, destroy your property, and act like you owe them an explanation? That's what I want to know. So what do y'all think? Was I in the right here? Should HOAs have any power over people who never signed up? Or do you think there's ever a case where community rules should override private land rights? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear every side of this. And if you've got your own HOA horror story, you better believe I want to hear that too. Like the video, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who's been bulldozed by a little too much neighborhood authority. Because peace, real peace, starts with knowing where your property ends and where you begin.